My name is Benjamin Lee Pitoni. Today is March 31st, 2022. I am currently in Beach, Florida. I am being remote neurally monitored, subjected to remote neural monitoring. There's gas in my atmosphere, human plasma in my atmosphere. Um, I did not volunteer. I did not consent to any form of medical experiments. Neuros, that's one company involved in all this. I wrote them a letter to the board of directors and asked them to remove me from all research lists and all forms of research because I do not consent. The only thing I do consent to is getting all these devices out of me. I have been implanted. One of the implants came out of my left auditory canal. Both of my ears, my canals were swollen all the way shut. I couldn't even get my tip of my pinky in my ear, and my jaw wouldn't open. It was locked closed in excruciating pain. I went to the hospital and they put me under. They said they found a piece of metal in my ear, my left auditory canal. The piece of metal was a 2 millimeter. I still got it. See that white? That right there. It's shaped like an RFID capsule, and it was removed from the house, from my left auditory canal. I couldn't get that in there if I wanted to, nor would I want to put that in my ear anyway. I'm tired of being implanted. The doctor described that as possibly a crystal. But nobody makes mention of how these things happen, like the stuff they record in the medical records, like all that pain and suffering was from direct energy weapons. I went to Tallahassee trying to get some sort of resolution since I can't get a formal response or an answer. All I get is automated emails and letters. Every time I write an email, it's an automated response only. The only one of the very few responses I got that was actually much needed and very helpful came from the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I filed a DD 2949, and they went through to say they close at that is basically not, they can't help me, but to contact DAF, Director of the Air Force, the Director of the DAF at ighotline.us.af.mil. That's who I was told to contact, and they were confident that he could help me with my problems. So, DAF, it's you, DAF, Director of the Air Force. I've called your hotline. I've left messages. Most of the time, my phone, the Bluetooth turns on, the screen goes black, and the light turns on my camera. Why? I don't know. But it does it automatically, and then the phone beeps off when I'm trying to call a hotline. I've got information. I'm being targeted. And I am an American. This is an attack on an American citizen. You got wars going on in Russia and Ukraine. It's probably going to be a World War III with China and North Korea, but that's besides the point. All this around me is not normal. This should not be here. I always do this flame test from now on. See, that means something. That means something. See, what is all that? It's interactions. Interactions with a gas. The gas is Bose-Einstein condensate. So all these gases are used to make people be able to walk through walls and steal your brain if they wanted to, right out of your body with this technology. Bose-Einstein condensate technology allows matter to occupy the same space as other matter, or pass through. So pass through walls. It involves rapid heating and cooling. laser beams and all kinds of that, but there's no shortage of that in my measurements and recordings. There's no short of it. I'm being remote neural monitored. I'm communicated with 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day. Yeah. That's been since February 2019. So carrying on conversations. I don't even have to open my mouth. It's kinesthetic Bluetooth haptics. Haptics Bluetooth, whatever you want to call it. It allows me to communicate to a specific group of individuals only by means of thought only. So I'm still communicating. It's going on right now. It never stops. Sometimes I listen, but other than that, it's always going on. It's real technology, and it's voice to skull. That's another title of it. Voice to skull, V2K, microwave vision. That's one company. High vision. That's another one. Yeah, so that's what that is. That's what that's about. But remote neural monitoring microwave weapons are bad. I found paperwork, more formal paperwork. I filed an AF-102 with the Air Force and OSC-14 with the Office of the Special Counsel and IC-3 with the FBI. The FBI hangs up on me, by the way, when I've called. Every single time they hang up on me. The CIA, not director of the CIA, the Office of the Inspector General, she hung up and said it's not her job to investigate complaints. These are federal complaints. This is stuff, weapons of mass destruction, Roomba. These are weapons of mass destruction. What kind of crazy madness is that? It's not your job to investigate. Everybody knows it's like an organized in the know type of thing. Remote neural monitoring. I want it to end. I want to find a manner to get a copy of this non-investigative target list. In my imagination, it's like Interpol. Not Interpol, I'm sorry, Infraguard. It's like Infraguard, and there's a lot of Infraguard people that work for Infraguard, and it's their job to ping certain criminal like me anyway, to ping me. I'm not a criminal. I've changed my ways, but I do have a history. To ping me, like basically check on me, but they're doing it in a. I believe they're actually supposed to be speaking to me in person, but I'm not exactly sure. Every single one of them, but they do these check-ins. So it's cars ping, 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 ping. And that's just kind of like an educated guess. I don't even know that for truth, but that's what it seems like. And it goes with just people, not just people in vehicles. Not just in vehicles. I wake up, my back is sore, my back hurts real bad. I'm tired of all this. I want these communications to stop. Like stop. There's rings that go around the top of some people's heads. It looks like air conditioners that round about the circumference of the head and then they go up. And I see them go up into the ceiling. I've never seen them go up into the sky. I've always been inside when I've seen them. I've only seen them a couple times, but they're real. I know the metaverse has some sort of role in this. I'm not sure exactly how the metaverse plays in, but the metaverse definitely plays a role. It does. I know it does. Except people are getting these implants, like where you put on gloves for these haptics, realities, and all this virtual headsets. People are getting this stuff implanted directly into their body. And I think it's the government doing it, and it's causing all kinds of problems for me because this stuff thrives off of me. They experience me. They want to be me so bad they leave me this empty shell of a person. I'm not able to do nothing. Nothing. Like literally, I can't do nothing. While they're attacking me, I'm at their mercy. They electrocute me so bad it's not even funny. Like they electrocute me to the point. It's like I'm electric. My muscles are all tense. It's like a muscle. Like there's a name for it. The muscle stiffness, tension. It's like a tightness. A tightness. Like sometimes the muscle goes like that. Tick, 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 tick. Like it flinches. Bottoms of my feet. It drives me mad, makes me sick, makes me want to throw up. Tightening of the muscles, tightening that's them and their electricity. Sometimes I can't even sit down, I gotta walk. I'll walk around this house the whole time. I used to walk for miles and miles. But now I'm stationary, so I stay inside. But still, I end up walking, walking, walking. Nothing used to affect me. Like I used to smoke weed and take prescription medicine to try to make the horrible stuff and the horrible feelings go away. I used to take it by prescription. Um, they steal the effects of this stuff, and it wouldn't help. They steal the effects. They stole when my foot was snapped in half. They stole morphine. Um, they steal anti-anxiety medications. Why'd the rumor go off? They steal anti-anxiety medications. They've stolen ADD medication. They steal everything. It's THC. But recently, I just had a birthday, so start. I started drinking. I haven't drank in years and years and years. Haven't even touched it. But as an experiment, I started drinking, and I drank to see if I would feel the effects because I don't feel the effects of nothing, barely even cigarettes. Uh, Used to be I could smoke weed and I still wouldn't feel it at all. But I lost track of thought. So all I know is they steal the effects of everything. And oh, yeah, alcohol, actually, I can feel it sometimes, but uh, it's different. It's like my mind is still there. I'm still focused, but I'm drunk. It's weird, but I don't drink that much. I, every so often, but it definitely helps. That's one of the few things that, and now cannabinoids, Delta 8, THC flower actually does affect me. It doesn't fully affect me, but it does affect me. And used to be it wouldn't do that. It wouldn't affect me at all, but now it does again. And all this stuff, all this color, this is wrong. This is wrong. I'm not even trying to pick out shapes. I'm not even trying to shape pick. Nope, definitely not. It's always some sort of crazy. sexual something in my videos and my pictures. It's kind of like, I don't know what it is, but it's disgusting. Avatars, digital avatars, haptic avatars, quantum avatars, quippets, happets. That's what those things are, and they're tiny. Some of them are tiny, like they look like little midgets. And I used to think that it was somebody messing with my pictures, but I've actually got pictures of these things. But they're avatars that are able to interact with people physically, quantum. Yet people can't see them, and people can't necessarily feel them. So, and they're going around and they're terrorizing the S word, and that's crazy. Stealing body parts, organs, doing implant procedures on people. They're dangerous and they're uncontrolled. And I know the metaverse, some version of it, plays a major role in how these avatars, digital and whatnot, go on and around. I I can't say I hate saying it really. I hate saying I was raped, but in Washington State I was drugged. I kept felt this liquid drip down my nose, but I couldn't see people. I could only see the shadows. They weren't shadow people. They were like actual living shadow people. I like shadows moving around, but there's no of like shapes of humans, but there's no person. There's no person making the shadows visible, tangible. So I kept feeling liquid drip down my nose. And I kept seeing these shadows walk up to me. This is me sober. Walk up to me. Like not I'm it's not me creating the shadow. I'm not making the shadow. I'm not moving around. This shadow is walking up to me. And next thing I know, I'd feel a drip of liquid coming out my nose, and I kept trying to blow my nose. It's cold. It's in Washington State. Next thing, time goes by. I was had been in an argument with a girl who I was staying in the room with. I was arguing with her, so she kicked me out. So I'm out in the cold for the middle of the night. I woke up. I woke up on my knees, and there was a hologram. This was a hologram. I don't know if they're the same thing, but this was a hologram of a over 6 foot tall man who I know to be, but it was a digital hologram of this person, and the person was zipping up his pants. But I don't remember any sexual contact. I don't remember anything like that, but I definitely remember pants being zipped up, me being on my knees. I was drugged. I was completely out of it. And somebody handed me a phone, and on this phone, this was my phone. So they said, swipe to the right. It was a Binance website. It's black and yellow. There's this thing that you can swipe across the screen to increase the amount. So that's what I did. I'm swiping this thing, me, all the way to the right. He's like, all right, that's enough, that's enough. And next thing you know, the phone was taken out of my hand. I got up, the thing walked off, the hologram walked off, but my phone disappeared with this hologram. So there's they took my phone. They actually took my phone. Like there's no joke. They took my phone. Like what the heck is that? And I went up to the so it's like, but I can't grab these things. And I figure they made it seem as if I've been raped. And I mean that's pretty much That's serious stuff right there. Um, I was furious. I was absolutely furious. I got up. I walked. I started walking a long way, but before I did, I went back up to the room. I didn't tell the girl what happened, but she had my phone. She handed me a phone. She's like, "Oh, here's your phone." One, mine had a case that didn't lock. This one had a case that was locked and you couldn't open it, like remove uh, the battery or anything. It was a locked case. The other one had a case that could unlock. That's all I can say. I'm still drugged. I'm confused. Whatever they kept dropping down my nose made me go all the way out and black, all the way out, like, and not remember some stuff for a while. But I know I was drugged because the shadows would walk up to me and then something wet would start dripping down my nose. Uh, that's very real. I tried talking to the police once, but it was about a whole different situation going on up there, and being drugged and not knowing what's going on, having invisible people that are actually real using Bose-Einstein condensate technology in part. That's in the hotel room that was covered in mold from the stuff. Um, but I don't know. That phone went across the border with me. When I went into Canada, I ran. I was running from these people, handing me change and all kinds of weird stuff. Russians and Russian, like acting like he knows me. He doesn't know me. You don't know me. Why am I even going with this dude? Like, make bad decisions on remote neural monitoring. Like, could have got me killed. Y'all could have got me killed. That's why I ran to Canada. I still haven't heard back. I should contact the court and see if I could get my asylum here, because America is bad. It's bad whenever this type of stuff is being done, and I don't have any ground to fight from. I know it's the Americans, but I know it's got to stop. I know I'm leaving out a key piece of something, but for it, that's it. Benjamin Lee Patoni out.